Just a word about myself by way of introduction. I'm Charles Kennedy. I'm a British Liberal Democrat. For 6 or 7 years, I was the leader of the Liberal Democrats in the United Kingdom in the House of Commons. Since our last general election in 2010, the Liberal Democrats in Britain are in a coalition government with the Conservatives, which was not particularly my first choice, shall I say, diplomatically. And subsequently, I have, in addition to carrying on as a Liberal Democrat MP in Westminster in London, I've become a Liberal member of the Council of Europe, which I'm very much enjoying over these past 3 years. I am now that most dangerous of creations. I am a politician beyond ambition, and therefore I can say what I like and occasionally even mean what I say. The rapporteur, who is sitting at the end here, will be known to many of you, Anne Brazier. I have to be very deferential to her because she is my Liberal leader in the Council of Europe, and we are hopeful that she may, in the course early next year, go on to higher things still. She has chaired the Culture, Science and Education Committee with distinction of the Council of Europe, ably assisted by Roberto Fazzini here from the Council of Europe, who is also assisting her. Roberto, would you like to take a bow? Who is assisting her with pulling together the many thoughts that we're about to hear. And if that wasn't enough, on a short-term basis, because of the changes going on in her home in Luxembourg, Anne is also doubling up for the moment as President or Speaker of the Luxembourg Parliamentary Assembly there. So she is a very busy person. We're pleased to have her. And this discussion takes place against great change going on across Europe, which feeds into what we're talking about. Luxembourg has just had a change of government in which the Liberals are going into coalition and providing the new Prime Minister with the Socialists and with the Greens, in some contrast to what we have done in London. We've just seen Mr. Berlusconi in Italy yesterday, removed from elected Italian politics. And in my home in Scotland, this week, the Scottish Nationalist government in Edinburgh has just published its official document for Scotland in a referendum in next autumn to vote on whether we become completely independent of the rest of the United Kingdom. And I'm not going to get into that debate today, but you heard it here first, colleagues. It could be in a few years' time, because Prime Minister David Cameron is committed to a referendum after the next British general election on British membership of the European Union. It could be that in several years' time, Scotland votes to be independent, and everybody in Scotland, all the political parties, want to stay part of the European Union, but a referendum held in England, Wales and Northern Ireland votes to come out of the European Union. Some of us consider that the nightmare scenario, but I shall say no more. And finally, just last night in London, the Speaker of the House of Commons delivered a lecture in which he announced the opening of a year-long, it's going to last 12 months, commission on digital democracy. So even the House of Commons in Britain, which has to be the slowest moving national legislator when it comes to change, even it is acknowledging that digital democracy has to be part of the way forward, and that's why crowdsourcing in policy participation is so apt for us to begin on that theme today. Now, our first speaker, I'm delighted you have I think everybody's got a copy of the programme, and we're going to begin with Tanya, my apologies, from Finland, who has flown in especially from Stamford, where she's been examining what they're doing in California, and we look forward very much to your contribution. Tanya.